Hello, seventh graders. I am going to walk you through the slotted notes that are found on page 20 in your packet. We read page 19 yesterday in class, that informational text on the Russian Revolution. So today we're going to fill in the notes. From 1613 through 1917, Russia was a monarchy, an autocracy, it was ruled by the Romanov family, ruled by a czar with absolute power. So here are some Russian czars, some famous ones. We have Mikhail Romanov, who ruled from 1613 to 1645. He was the first Romanov czar. We have Peter the Great, who ruled from 1696 through 1725. And then Catherine the Great ruled from 1762 to 1796. Go ahead and pause the video so you can fill in these slotted notes from the first slide. What about the people of Russia? Most Russians were part of the working class or peasants. This meant they were a lower class of society. They were paid very little, and they often went with little or no food. They didn't own any land, and so they weren't able to keep what they were growing. The government told them when to grow, how to grow, and they weren't able to keep the food that they were growing. They had few, if any, rights, and they lived very difficult lives. So we can tell they were just not happy at this point. This is even before World War I started. Again, go ahead and pause the video here to fill in the slotted notes from this slide. Russia enters World War I in 1914. Tsar Nicholas II forced the working class and peasants to join the army. There was many problems with this. They were not trained to fight. They were sent to battle without food. Many didn't even have shoes, and they were not given weapons. So because of these problems, the effects were major. Approximately 2 million were killed in battle. About another 5 million were wounded. Russian citizens did not have enough food to eat. Russian citizens did not have enough coal to keep warm. So again, the Russians were not happy. Go ahead and pause the video here to fill in that 2 sections of notes from that slide. The Russian Revolution begins in early 1917. We actually had 2 revolutions in 1917. So the Russians blamed Tsar Nicholas II for ignoring the fact that so many Russians were getting killed, were wounded, and were struggling. Not only in the war, but living in Russia at this time too. Workers, men and women, filled the streets to strike and show their unhappiness with the government. Tsar Nicholas II sent his army to end the riots, but the soldiers were outnumbered and they began to mutiny against the Tsar, meaning they kind of joined the protesters. Because of this, Tsar Nicholas II abdicated his throne on March 15, 1917, and he and his family were captured. Again, go ahead and pause the video to fill in the slotted notes. So that was the first revolution in 1917. This is the second revolution. This happened in October. So this is the Bolshevik Revolution, October 1917. A new government took over after Nicholas II abdicated his throne. But another revolution occurred months later. So the government that took over between Tsar Nicholas abdicating and the Bolshevik Revolution was a provisional government. It was a temporary government. So Vladimir Lenin was the leader of the Communist Bolshevik Party. What is communism? A political and economic system in which productive resources in a society, factories and farms, for example, are owned by the government and wealth is distributed to the citizens either equally or based on individual need. Remember, farmers in Russia did not own the land on which they farmed. Lenin promised to distribute the land to the farmers so they could own it. This made them happy. How is this communism if farmers can own land? Well, Lenin told the farmers they were getting their own land to own. However, after he came to power, he told the farmers what to do and how to do it. In reality, they did not truly own their own land. The government did. The farmers soon realized Lenin only told them what they wanted to hear. Go ahead and pause the video and fill in the notes. Continuation of the Bolshevik Revolution here in October 1917. Lenin led the Bolshevik Party to a complete takeover of Russia's government. The effects. Lenin ordered Nicholas II and his family to be executed. This included Nicholas's wife, 4 daughters, and young son. Lenin made himself a dictator. A peace treaty was signed with Germany to withdraw from World War I. Russia lost land rich in natural resources and farming to Germany. The Soviet Union is born. Russia was no more, as Lenin established the Soviet Union in 1922 as the first communist country in the world. The Soviet people would suffer for many years to come. Go ahead and pause the video and fill in these notes. Here is a full copy of my page 20 notes. Make sure you have filled these in. Please take a picture of your page 20 and then attach it to this assignment so that I can grade them. If you have any questions, let me know.